So there's a special kind of residency that's available to Americans. I'm talking about an EU residency, and yes, this can lead to citizenship as well if you're looking for that citizenship in 5 years. And this is specific to the nationality. US citizens qualify for this one. I'm going to discuss this in a lot of detail. I'm also going to discuss a bonus topic. There's another residency that Americans do qualify for. In just 24 hours, you can qualify for one of the safest countries in the world. It's a paper residency, it's a permanent residency, and as I said, it happens in 24 hours, so you definitely don't want to miss that. I'm going to cover that in the second half of the video. But before that, let me first discuss what's the one that only Americans qualify for, and this is the EU permit from Netherlands, the Dutch permit. It's called the DAFT, D-A-F-T, because Americans have a visa-free access to Netherlands. You can actually fly and obtain this in 30 days. 30 days to 45 days if you do everything right, if you collect your paperwork, and if you file everything on time, you can get this as early as 30 days. And the cost, the amount of money that you're depositing or investing in this option is going to be with you. You're not parting away with this cash. You're going to retain this cash. You're going to open up a business bank account in Netherlands. You're going to deposit 4,500 euros in that bank account. That's one of the requirements. Second, you could be a sole proprietor. You could start a business. That's completely up to you as long as you have money in the bank account. And then, of course, you collect your basic documentation like your police certificate, birth certificate, your passport, a couple of other documents, your bank account statements, and then you submit your application locally. And in, as I said, 30 days, if you did everything correctly, you can obtain an EU permit, which is the Dutch permit. Every 2 years, you keep renewing this, and then after 5 years, you can naturalize in Netherlands. The problem here is the residencies, the EU residency, that's not the problem, right? The easiest and the cheapest entry for Americans to EU is this. So this takes care of your access. You can actually live indefinitely. You can keep renewing it, and you can settle in Netherlands. Not an issue. The problem is if you're looking for citizenship, then Netherlands does not allow dual citizenship. If you're an American who is anyways going to give up the American nationality, then of course you could pick up the Dutch passport. But if you are someone who wants multiple passports, then only the EU permit is functional. The next permit that I'm going to discuss in this video is what a lot of Americans would absolutely love. This is one of the happiest, the safest, one of the least politically charged countries in the world. Most happy people live here, and I'm talking about the 24-hour residency permit in Uruguay. We have a team, we have a specialist in Uruguay who works with immigration.
Before the client comes, is to check all the documents in advance. If the documents are correct, there is no reason why the residency will be rejected. So yes, 99.9% of the time, 100% of the time, it works.
Yep. And I've personally seen that. We had wonderful results.
You have the experience, you were there, and I wasn't in Asunción. We have a lovely team in in Paraguay and in Uruguay as well.
For our clients, it's a breeze because end-to-end experience, there are multiple people taking care of different things. Anything comes up, you know you're covered. My head of legal is born and brought up in Uruguay. She's been working with immigration directly. She's been doing this for 11 years. 100% track record for our team. So the moment you land, you spend the 24 hours in business, 24 hours, that is.
Nothing happens if you come 1 year later, 2 years later. The important thing is that you come before the third year, because once you become legal resident of Uruguay, you need to enter in the country at least once every 3 years.
And with that final cedula, will they be able to travel to other Mercosur countries, although they are not a citizen of Uruguay?
Yes, you can travel as far as your nationality don't need visa to travel to Argentina, Brazil, Paraguay, Chile. So if your nationality requires visa, you cannot use the cedula. But if you are from whatever, for a country that don't need visa, you can use the cedula.
So the benefit is that without using the actual passport, you can use the cedula to travel without the passport if your passport has visa-free access to whatever the nationality written on the cedula. If it has visa-free, then they let you enter.
Just one acclaration that in other Mercosur country, which is almost all the countries of South America, you cannot stay more than 90 days. Even if you have Uruguayan residency or Paraguayan residency, you're always a tourist in another Mercosur country. So you can use the cedula, enter, but stay just 90 days.
And we complete the process. You get a direct permanent residency. It's a paper residency, and you can naturalize. And citizenship, of course, requires more connections, more requirements, but you can naturalize in as early as 3 years if you have a family. Otherwise, you're looking at 5 years, and you don't have to do it, right? You can always keep the paper permanent residency. Just turn up once every 3 years and you're good. Now, how do you qualify for this all important permanent residency? Here's the magical part. You already qualify because the income requirements are some of the lowest in the world. All that you got to show is $1,200 in income. The best thing, here's the magic. It could be passive income, it could be active income. In case it's an active income, you get a letter from your employer, or let's say you have your pay stubs, you document that you have $1,200 a month. That's it. We use that proof. Your basic documentation still remains the same, your birth certificate, police certificate, and that kind of stuff. And then before you come, all your documents are verified, checked, make sure that it's all in order. We get your date. Even before you arrive, we get your date with immigration. The moment you land, we spend the 24 hours, complete the process, you can fly out, and our team will then mail you your immigration document to your home country, whichever country you are. You can stay back, you can come back. It's completely flexible, it's completely up to you. And at any point in time, you want to get started on the Uruguay option, you know what to do. You can always click the link, book a call, we can discuss this option and immediately get you started. And if you are interested in getting 100% entirely remote permanent residency, right? You want to keep this in your back pocket, so when shit hits the fan, you have an option to exercise. If you have missed this all important permit, hop onto this video. This talks about 10 options, including the one which is 100% remote. Catch you in this one.